In the history of contemporary art, the term neorealism is a collective name that encompasses several art movements that emerged and developed throughout the 20th century. Each movement has its own story to tell. Neorealism was first discussed in England in 1914, followed by Italy. Between 1946 and 1955, it had a significant impact on Italian cinema and art, and finally, in the 1960s, it gave rise to an innovative movement in France, which was given a nearly identical name: New Realism. Now, let's take a closer look at each movement to see how new their concepts really were. During World War I, British artists Charles Ginner and Harold Gilman were apparently the first to introduce the term neorealism into the art lexicon. Both painters were members of the Camden Town Group in London, which brought together artists influenced by post-impressionists like Van Gogh and Gauguin. They often gathered in Walter Sickert's studio in Camden Town, London. The Camden Town Group included 16 painters, such as Lucien Pissarro, the eldest son of Pissarro, James Manson, future curator of the Tate Gallery in London, art theorist Percy Wyndham Lewis, and set designer Spencer Gore. The main works circulated by this art group depicted everyday scenes of London before and after World War I. And paintings representing various social classes. Here is a work by one of the painters, Harold Gilman. Gilman and his friend Ginner were at the peak of the European modernist art movement. Born and raised in France, Ginner was regarded by his British colleagues as a prominent promoter of the latest painting trends. The exhibition Manet and the Post-Impressionists held at the Grafton Gallery in 1910, had a profound impact on London artists, inspiring them to seek new meanings and methods of artistic expression. Cézanne, Van Gogh, and Matisse became idols for Gilman and Ginner. On the eve of World War I, Gilman and Ginner felt it necessary to explore modernity and everyday life through new forms and colors. Their works featured distinct, vibrant brush strokes and bright colors. Ginner described his intentions and new perspectives on contemporary British art in the Neorealism Manifesto published by the New Age Press on January 1, 1914. As the manifesto stated, all great artists communicate directly with nature, draw unprecedented facts from it, and interpret them through their own methods of expression. This is the grand tradition of realism. However, Ginner felt that some of his contemporaries merely imitated the innovations of the great realists Cezanne, Gauguin, and Van Gogh in a simplistic manner. He said, academic artists merely adopt these methods, and what can be seen in their works is merely a formula. Gilman and Ginner's neorealism challenged formalistic art and boldly declared, "This new academicism, which will ultimately destroy art, we must contrast it with the young and healthy realism movement, known as neorealism." The Neorealism Manifesto became the preface for the two artists' exhibition at the Goupil Gallery, which opened in April of the same year. Another artist, Robert Bevan, joined Gilman and Ginner in their neorealism views and principles. Gilman shared his views with students at the Westminster School of Art, and later in the school he co-founded with Ginner. In 1916, Ginner joined the military as a war artist. After the war, he continued to work closely with Gilman, sharing a studio with him on Maple Street. In 1917, they co-founded Art and Letters with Frank Rutter, a founder of the Allied Artists Association, AAA. This was a modernist quarterly magazine with illustrations, conceived before the war, combining literature, art, and politics. Two years later, both Ginner and Gilman contracted Spanish flu, a highly dangerous epidemic that affected nearly 30% of the world's population between 1918 and 1919. Both men quickly developed pneumonia from the flu, leading to the death of the long-suffering Gilman. As Ginner later wrote, this was a great loss for the British contemporary art movement, largely due to Gilman's efforts. His achievements in painting and his contributions to uniting artists will be eternally remembered. Now, let us jump from London to Italy.